What is disease, or what is illness actually?
Well, this is something else that's very misunderstood, because we're taught that when we have uncomfortable symptoms, that represents an illness or, damage that is going on in our body. But actually, that occurs in the phase after the damage was done. It's the healing phase, right? I mean, now with trauma, we're very comfortable observing this truth, because we know, like, let's say, we're playing ball and, we slide into third, but hit the base wrong, and boom, the ankle snaps. Right? Now, we know right at that moment when the ankle snapped, that's when the damage was done. That was the illness. Right? And then after that, well, what happens? It swells up. It becomes painful. Right? You can't walk on it. You lose your function. Now, those are not the disease. That's not the problem. That's your body's healing mechanisms, right? Like, why does the bone swell up, or why does the tissue around the bone swell up? Well, that's a natural cast, so that you don't move it, so the bone ends stay close together so that they can heal, right? So we understand that. But when it comes to, like, what we call an infection, right, or other acute illnesses, when we experience the symptoms, we think that's actually some microorganism eating our body from the inside, and our body's duking it out, trying to overcome the problem. But that's not the case at all. The damage has already been done by the time we're experiencing the symptoms, and the symptoms represent the body's healing function. And I believe that they provide information, like the reason they're unpleasant is to tell us to change what we're doing. Right. And I'll give you a practical example from my past with this, because, when we have physical pain in other situations, we know it's information telling us to change our behavior. Right. For example, if we go to the beach on a hot day and walk around on the hot sand in bare feet, it's going to hurt. Right. And what do? We say, oh, shit, I better stop walking on the hot sand. I'm going to burn my feet. Well, I used to work with a young woman who had no feeling in the bottom of her feet because of diabetes. And she went walking on the beach one weekend and showed up at work on Monday in a wheelchair with second-degree burns on the bottom of her feet, right? Because she didn't feel the pain. And so as a result, she did not change her behavior and continued to injure her body more. Now, when we have an acute illness and we feel the unpleasant symptoms, right? The swelling, the pain, the irritation of the secretions coming out of our, nose and down, dripping down our throat, etc. I believe that is also telling us to change our behavior, right? Stop eating so much processed food, right? Stop drinking energy drinks, or, whatever it is that is contributing to our tissue being damaged in our body. And we are never taught to interpret this properly, or to listen to the signals of our body. And this is, really misled us in our understanding of what's going on, and also robbed from us the opportunity to make changes that are going to have amazing benefits to our health.
Does the modern medical industry have an impoverished view on what causes illness?
Well, largely they say they don't know. Now, they kind of put some blanket, blame, like, oh, it's your genes, for example, or it's bad luck, or it's, some invisible germ that's out there coming to get you. But they don't really have real explanations for these things.
Mm.
In fact, most things you'll see is the cause unknown. Like if you get a Harris's textbook of medicine, for example, which is one of the standards used in medical schools in this part of the world, you'll see for many, many, many illnesses, cause unknown, unknown, unknown. A lot of times they try to blame a virus, but it's just completely hypothetical, right? Like I remember even hearing type 1 diabetes was probably caused by a virus when I was in medical school.